Imagine a fortune so vast, so mind-boggling it could make a family weep. Not tears of joy, but something far more complicated. Simon Cowell, that EV titan known for his sharp tongue and even sharper business sense, has built an empire worth hundreds of millions. But what if this incredible wealth comes with a secret? A decision about its future that could leave his loved ones heartbroken. We begin our story with the sheer scale of Simon Cowell's success. As of 2025, his net worth stands at an astonishing $600 million. This massive apple of cash comes from his work as a judge and producer on huge shows like Pop Idol, American Idol, The X Factor, and the Got Talent shows. He also made a fortune signing and promoting music stars such as Little Mix. But Simon's journey to this fortune was not always smooth. Before the private jets and fancy cars, there was a time when he almost lost everything. In the early 1980s, he tried to make it in the music business. First with a company called Indus Music, then with Fanfare Music. He even had a hit song in 1986 with a singer named Sinida. But in 1989, his company went bust and he nearly went bankrupt. He owed the bank almost $500,000, which was a huge amount of money back then. He even had his fancy Porsche taken away to cover his debts. With nowhere else to go, he was forced to move back home with his parents. This period of deep financial trouble, where he lost almost everything he had built, was not just a simple setback. But Simon is a fighter. He bounced back by working with BMG, a big music company. As a helper who finds new talent, he set up his own record label called S Records under BMG. Through this, he signed acts like Robson and Jerome, two actors from a TV show who recorded a song called Ancient Melody. This song quickly became #1 in the UK and stayed there for 7 weeks, selling millions of copies. Robson and Jerome sold 7 million albums and 5 million singles in total, and Simon said they made him his first million. He also worked with other popular groups like Five and Westlife. But how did a man who once owed £500,000 become worth hundreds of millions? The answer lies in his sharp eye for talent and his even sharper business deals in the world of television. Simon Cowell became a household name when he joined Pop Idol in the UK in 2001 and then American Idol in the US in 2002. His sharp, honest, and often blunt comments made him famous, even if they sometimes upset people. He started with a salary of $8 million per season for American Idol, but his popularity quickly grew, and by 2005, his salary skyrocketed to a reported $36 million per season. He was even offered a staggering $45 million per season later, but he chose to leave the show instead. All in all, he walked away from American Idol with at least $24 million. But Simon wasn't content just being a judge. In 2004, he created his own show, The X Factor, under his new company, Psycho. He also launched the Got Talent franchise, which includes America's Got Talent and Britain's Got Talent. These shows became massive hits around the world, making him even richer. For The X Factor, he reportedly earned as much as $75 million in 2012 to 2013 alone. For Britain's Got Talent and The X Factor, UK reports suggest he made around £6 million or about £6.8 million per season, and that's on top of the money he made as a producer. His annual income varied, but Forbes magazine reported it at $95 million in 2013 and $51 million in 2020. The success of his shows led to a fascinating business journey for his company, Psycho and Torrent. Simon's company, Psycho and Torrent, was a big part of his wealth. Sony Music bought a large share of Psycho in 2005, and they worked together for years as a joint venture. This partnership was very successful, launching many artists through the TV shows. But in 2020, Simon made a huge move. He bought back Sony Music stake in Psycho Entertainment. This meant he took full control of the TV shows like Got Talent and The X Factor. Sony kept the music side of Psycho, including its artists and old songs, and the Psycho music label itself became inactive shortly after. This series of big business deals shows a smart change in Simon's focus. By getting back full ownership of the TV shows, he took complete control over the most valuable and famous parts of his empire. This suggests he understood that the biggest money and future growth were in the TV show ideas he created rather than in the old way of running a music label, especially as the music world changed. With a fortune this big, Simon Cowell lives in some amazing homes. His collection of properties is as impressive as his career. But even the grand homes come with their own stories. For many years, he had a grand mansion in Holland Park, London, valued at £45 million. But in 2023, he sold it. Why? Because he no longer felt safe living there, after several scary incidents, including a burglar stealing jewelry and passports while his family slept in 2015 and a woman with a brick getting into his bathroom in 2012. Simon was left in constant fear. He even spent $500,000 on security measures, but a criminologist reportedly sold a copy of his front door lock. So, he made the big decision move out of London to the quieter countryside with his partner Lauren Silverman and son Eric. But don't feel too bad for him. Simon also owns a stunning oceanfront mansion in Malibu, California. This place is a true masterpiece with wide-open ocean views, a private tennis court, and a garage full of supercars. Its value has been reported at both $32 million and $24 million. Simon loves spending time in Barbados, often for Christmas vacations. He has even used a luxurious villa there for his X Factor judges' houses. This particular 10-bedroom villa called Cove Spring House was listed for $19.7 million or about $25 million in 2020. It has its own private beach, a huge 75 swimming pool, a cinema, and a gym. Simon even donated a special exorcism machine called a power plate to the gym there. While he has been reported to have viewed the house for buying and planned to buy a home there for up to $10 million, the Cove Spring House is actually a private residence that is rented out when its owner is away. So, while he loves the island and has stayed in incredibly luxurious places, it's not confirmed he owns Cove Spring House. You've certainly aimed to lay down root there and buy a beachfront pad. Beyond his grand homes, Simon Cowell's passion for speed and luxury is clearly seen in his amazing car collection. His garage is like a dream for car lovers, filled with some of the fastest and most expensive vehicles on the planet. His center car collection is estimated to be worth around $1.3 million. The crown jewels of his collection include a Bugatti Veyron. This car is seriously fast and a true masterpiece of engineering. It has a powerful 101 horsepower engine and can go from 0 to 60 mph in just 2.5 seconds, reaching top speeds over 250 miles per hour. This incredible machine alone is worth a cool $1 million. Then there's the Rolls-Royce Phantom, a car that screams luxury and class. Simon often arrives at big events like live auditions in his Phantom, a clear sign of his status. This car is known for its smooth, quiet ride and costs at least $500,000. He also owns a Rolls-Royce Ghost valued at $300,000 and a classic Rolls-Royce Silver Cloud 3. Simon's love for Italian speed is evident with several Ferraris in his collection. This includes a Ferrari California which costs around $140,000 or about $170,000. He also owns a Ferrari 360 and an F430. Another one is the Ferrari 458 Italia which starts at nearly $300,000 when bought new. His collection also boasts several Bentleys known for their blend of luxury and performance. This includes a Bentley Continental GT and a Bentley Continental Convertible, which costs around $2,500 new. He also has a Bentley Azure. Beyond these, Simon owns several Jaguars from classic beauties to modern powerhouses. I see Jaguar XK120, a Jaguar F-Type Coupe, which sells for around $70,000, and a Jaguar E-Type Series 2. One of his most expensive classic cars is the Jaguar Eagle Speedster, which can fetch over $2 million at auction. He even has a powerful Lamborghini Urus, which costs around $200,000, and a modern Tesla Model S estimated at $100,000. He even has a small practical Smart 4 which is his most affordable car, at around $20,000, and an Aston Martin DB7. This part of his life shows a side of Simon that appreciates luxury, speed, and fine craftsmanship for high sound pleasure, contrasting with his public image as a tough businessman who only cares about work. Now for the part of the story that truly makes you wonder, the decision that could bring tears to his family's eyes. Despite his massive $600 million fortune, Simon Cowell has made a surprising statement about who will inherit his money. He hastily said that his son Eric will not receive any handouts from his earnings. This shocking declaration comes from a deep belief Simon holds about wealth. He has stated that he plans to give his money to charity, probably kids and dogs. He told Esquire magazine, "I don't believe in that passing on from one generation to another. Instead, he thinks a person's true legacy should be about giving others opportunities and sharing knowledge rather than simply handing down a fortune. He wants his wealth to go to those who truly need it, not just his family." Simon is indeed a big supporter of many charities. He is a vice president of Shooting Star Children's Hospices and a patron of Together for Short Lives. He also supports the Katie Piper Foundation, which helps burn victims as well as animal charities like Battersea Dogs Home, RSPCA, and Peter. He's an ambassador for Great Ormond Street Hospital, a famous children's hospital, and has helped raise money for victims of the 2010 Haiti earthquake. He also supports other causes like Hope Sanctuary Barbados and Help for Heroes. It's worth mentioning that there's a charity called the Wildlife Aid Foundation whose founder is also named Simon Cowell and launched Simon's Last Wish appeal after being diagnosed with terminal lung cancer. However, this is a different Simon Cowell, not the music mogul, but it shows the widespread impact of charitable giving. This decision about this will is especially interesting because Simon has spoken about how becoming a father to Eric in 2014 completely changed his life. He said he never thought he'd be a dad, but once it happened, something changed, and he looked at life in a completely different way. He even said that after seeing Jarek's scan for the first time, he was literally obsessed. He now thinks about Eric in every decision he makes. His partner, Lawrence Silverman, also noted that once he became a dad, he realized there's so much more to life, and what's point of having all this if you don't have somebody you want to share it with? This situation presents a powerful puzzle. Simon's clear statement before Eric's birth about giving his money to charity was based on a strong belief in self-made success and helping others, yet after Eric came into his life, he spoke about a profound shift in his feelings and priorities. The lingering question, the source of the potential tears in the title, is whether his heart, softened by fatherhood, has led him to change his mind about his will, or if his long-held principles about inherit wealth will ultimately win out, leaving Jarek without a direct inheritance from his vast fortune. This creates an emotional tension that hangs over the future of his wealth. Adding another layer to this complex picture are their rules around inheritance tax in the UK, where Simon has many assets. For very large fortunes, the tax rate can be as high as 40% on anything over a certain amount. However, this rate can be reduced to 36% if 10% of the estate's value is given to charity. Using legal arrangements called trusts can also help reduce the tax bill. While Simon's main reason for his inheritance plans is his personal belief, the tax benefits of giving to charity are a real and practical consideration for anyone with a huge amount of money. Even a powerful figure like Simon Cowell faces tough challenges and moments of public drama. These personal battles have shaped his life in ways many might not expect. In 2017, he had a scary fall down the stairs at his London home after fainting. Doctors later said it was due to low blood pressure. He called it a huge shock and a reminder that he's not invincible, vowing to take better care of himself for Eric's sake. Simon has also had 2 serious accidents involving electric bikes, which were actually powerful electric motorcycles. In August 2020, he broke his back falling off a new electric motorcycle he was testing at his Malibu home. He needed 6 hours of surgery and had a metal rod put in his back to fix it. He even suffered long-term nerve damage from the accident. He said the accident happened for a reason, as it made him realize how unfit he was and gave him time to heal during the lockdown. Despite this painful experience, he still loves his bikes. He had another serious epic crash in 2022. These health scares, especially the fainting spell and the severe back injury, likely forced him to think about his own life and what really matters. The physical pain and long recovery periods probably made him look inward, perhaps strengthening his existing beliefs about his legacy, or on the other hand, making his bond with Eric even stronger and causing him to rethink his plans for his fortune. The self-threatening events could have deeply influenced his personal values, and as a result, his approach to his wealth and family, adding another layer of depth to the mystery of his inheritance. Simon's fame largely came from his blunt and often harsh comments as a judge. He was known for saying things like, "I don't mean to be rude," but before tearing into contestants, he was often called the villain of American Idol, a role he played well. He mocked contestants' weight, called them names like bush babies, or told them they were the worst singer in the world. He famously told a contestant named William Hung that he couldn't sing or dance. This tough image was partly guided by his publicist, Max Clifford, and was designed to create drama and get high TV ratings. The shows themselves also face many controversies behind the scenes. There were claims of stage scenes with sob stories being overused to get emotional reactions from viewers. There were also issues with product placement for sponsors where certain brands like Nokia phones or hotels were clearly shown to many times. Some contestants felt used or wrongly shown on TV. For example, a contestant on the X Factor acclaimed producers encouraged situation sad cause discomfort to get more emotional responses and even pressured him to reveal he was gay on stage when wasn't ready. Simon's personal life also made headlines and added to the drama. In 2013, news broke that his friend's wife, Lawrence Silverman, was pregnant with his child. Her husband filed for divorce, naming Simon in the legal papers. They later settled out off court, and their son, Eric, was born on Valentine's Day in 2014. Simon Cowell built an empire from scratch, faced bankruptcy, and rose to become one of the most powerful figures in entertainment. His fortune is immense, his homes are luxurious, and his cars are the stuff of dreams. He has faced personal battles from health scares to public controversies, all while building a global brand. But the question remains, will this vast fortune truly bring tears to his family's eyes? Not from sadness, but from a shocking decision about its future. Simon's long-held philosophy on inheritance, his deep commitment to charity, and the profound impact of fatherhood all weave a complex web around the ultimate fatty of his wealth. The final chapter of his financial legacy is yet to be written, leaving many to